Because I really appreciate I love your film. And like I said, I'm a production guy, I'm a multi-camera director, so I've been doing this a long time. But what I'm really interested at UTD is exploring the artistic side. What I'm dealing with is, and it's what you deal with, is how to produce first take. You know, now you did it with a lot of. I usually work with a lot of people. I shot this myself, did the audio myself, final cut myself. So the idea is, can I do all this myself, a low cost but somewhat good quality music? I call it music video calling card. I want to help local bands, you know, be able to advertise themselves. I don't really know much about. I know more of the production side than the YouTube side, so I'd probably be interested to talk to you about all that other stuff. But let's just watch it and see what happens. See if you guys like this at all.
Happened for a reason. Tell you I was not prepared. Those late night sessions happen every so often. Last time seemed not to care. Hey, why, oh, why things that go this way? I ask myself, blue or gray sky, then I would slow down. It's a clear with a hurt you. Slow. My name is Zach King, and playing a show here at the Point in Flower Mound tonight, Flower Mound, Texas. Rob Fenton plays drums, Kevin Strain plays bass. Here's the deal, I'm from Louisiana, right? Lived in a little town called, well, it's Covington, but I call this town, they disagree, but it's Lee Road. They don't think it's a town or a place, but it is. Now I disbelieve some still stand alone. Yeah. So many ask why, baby. Some still answer, baby. Now I don't know. Sit here, stand alone. Come from blues, southern rock. I got into stuff, you know, my dad, it was always, you know, there was some Cajun stuff around the house too, but it was, you know, you had folks like Elvis Presley, Jackie Wilson, Otis Redding, Sam Cooke, you know, Roy Orbison, all those cats. And what happens is, then I got into playing country. We were listening to bands like Alabama, you know, had great harmony and just good music. And then got into a lot of Skinner and, you know, southern rock. And then got into guitar players from, you know, Eric Johnson and Joe Satriani, Steve Morris, some guys, David Grissom out of Austin. He's a great guy.
So anyway, again,
one of the things I wanted to ask you was you almost did it not unlike what Romy did in terms of you didn't do, I mean, you had a couple of edits, with the two venues, but also with the interview, right? But I mean, the concert stuff is pretty much all linear. It's why did with music video jumping around as much as it does and the short attention spans, was it a conscious decision to stay with one piece mostly through it, or?
It was because normally I do multi-camera, shoot 8 cameras, you're punching shots, you stay with the music, but I tried to, with single camera, I don't usually do film style, so I'm exploring that, so I was trying to get up close, capture the energy on the first take, and see where that would go, and this is really a prototype and kind of exploring what I could do with that, and I thought it worked fairly well at least.
Well, you still got the titles and
Yeah,
that
there's a
kind
lot.
of
This
stuff.
isn't
And also,
finished.
I would imagine you're going to have to, you'll mess around a little bit with the length of
Yeah, it's a little long till I'll cut it down. So.
with the little pieces.
Yeah.
Anybody have any reaction to it, especially the younger folks?
I think the concept's awesome, and I like the interview style. Like, I don't know, maybe it's being DVD generation and watching all special features. Like, the music's one thing, but hearing the personality of Zach King, I guess that was Zach King, and I don't know, but
Well,
engaged on another level.
Well, trying to create as the music video calling card, trying to create a little interest past the music, what he's like, and thank you, because that's what I was going for.
The problem in the digital age that we have at the moment is we can meet people. We can meet people like Romy, Karis, Zach, whoever, right? And we meet these people, and they can give us their web addresses or their MySpace pages or whatnot, and we either remember that, we write it down, but a lot of times when we walk away from them, we forget who they are, or we forget where to go. And so the only bridge that we have between them and the artist itself is like an analog solution, where either you use a business card or a move card or something like that, and you leave it behind. But somewhere in the future, we'll be able to have that video, and instead of an actual business card or a calling card like it used to be called, we'd be able to transfer this video to cell phones and portable devices and whatnot. And this doesn't have a copyright issue necessarily. It would if you were doing it, and he owns his own rights, so the copyright problem is not there. And a lot of these independent artists would own their own rights. And we're also moving into a different copyright time. But that's what he's exploring, is how to do this, how to get this stuff to fans, fan base, record producers, somebody and that's...
And also part of it is, with all this new media, how to get it to your phone and those kinds of things, which I'm also exploring.
Zach had mentioned once that when he got the prototype, he was at a restaurant, and he was looking at it on a computer screen, and somebody walked by, and they immediately became engaged because it's movement, it's sound, it was interesting. And so he makes a connection with the fan, but he still can't get that person this information. He gives them gave her a web address that she wrote down on a receipt that she probably gave back to him when it was time to check out. So there was a big giant disconnect there. And so he's exploring the idea of how do we do this in a reasonable quality way that's affordable, right?
And quick. This is a one-night shoot, 5 hours of editing, and I turn it around in 2 or 3 days, which is, when you shoot film, it takes you a while, which is okay. But I'm kind of exploring the immediacy of it too. So, and coming from the production world, trying to understand new media, and that's why I'm in dance class, social networks, and how to get the word out and all this stuff.
Well, what was kind of interesting to me about it is you're exactly right about the DVD behind the scenes feeling to it, because when I look at this, I'm not expecting that this is the first thing I've seen of this person. I'm thinking about the way that I've probably accessed it is maybe through his website.
Right.
I already know who Tim Kring is. I'm there. I want to know more about him. And so, I like that you, or maybe I'm a venue that's thinking about booking him.
Exactly, that's what I was thinking.
This along with his music.
Right.
So I've heard the music,
Right.
but I want to know
more about him.
what is he like on stage. And then I start to get a feel of his personality. Is this somebody I can work with? Which I think is great. I also think kind of